Martin Schulz wants to be German chancellor, a social democrat who wants to topple Angela Merkel. The SPD hasn't done well at the national level for years, but Schulz has given the party hope. The SPD is now doing well in the polls. Some call it the Schulz Effect. But what makes this politician so popular?
Vielen Dank für den freundlichen Empfang.
Here's Martin Schulz arriving for a speaking engagement in Elversberg, southwest Germany.
I've been an SPD member for 70 years. I believe in you, young man.
Over the years, many here in the Saarland region have become disenchanted with the SPD. They felt the party no longer represented them. Schulz says he will change that. He says he's determined to be an advocate for working people. He's also promised them money.
And we can do that with our tax policy. Those who work hard for their money should be no worse off than those who have money that works for them. That must be the basis of our tax policy.
Not too far from the hall is the house where Schulz's father was born. Two of Schulz's cousins live there now. He stops by to see them.
I guess you've been waiting for a while.
We don't mind.
Okay.
The view of the forest behind the house was one that my father never forgot. So for me, coming back here is like coming back to my roots.
Schulz's father was a policeman, his grandfather a miner.
Come in. I never thought you'd come to visit. Come in. You're open and honest. I like that. And I love your voice. I could listen to you all day. Take a picture. You look just like your photographs.
My daughter looks very much like me. My son looks more like my wife. But my daughter...
I would never have believed it. I'm at a loss for words. He came to see us. It's great.
The SPD's candidate for chancellor is a man of the people.
Okay, bitte, ich laufe schon mal. Tschüss, bis demnächst. Nicht Herr
Bye,
Schulz.
see you soon.
Tschüss, Frau Schulz.
Schulz's next stop is the town of Kamen in North Rhine-Westphalia. There are some protesters here from the right-wing AfD party. They accuse Schulz of being part of the European establishment.
He is Europe. He spent the last 20 years working in Brussels. We don't need any more Europe.
Inside the hall, Schulz is welcomed by the local party faithful. Since he became SPD's candidate for chancellor, these people started to believe that their party could actually win. Schulz knows his audience and what they want to hear. He takes a strong stand for social justice and against the AfD.
I'd like you to meet one of our black friends.
Ja, freu dich.
You came to this event not with a red flag, but with a hat in Germany's national colors. And the AfD protesters outside said, "Take off that hat. Those aren't your colors." The Federal Republic of Germany is proud to have people like Emanuela. It's shameful what happened to him. And I'm talking to the people outside, and not just those 20 or so protesters with their mass demonstration. You saw in the papers today that the AfD's numbers in the polls have dropped dramatically. And if their popularity is fading due to the Schulz Effect, nothing could make me prouder.
Schulz is signing some new party membership books. The SPD hasn't had this many new members in 2 decades. A lot of them are young people.
Martin, how about a picture?
Sorry, gotta get to the airport.
Please, just one. But we can't paint for you.
You can do that without a selfie.
Please.
Okay.
Martin, I love you. You're like a second father.
Schulz has a busy schedule today. He's making stops in Saarland and North Rhine-Westphalia. Both states will hold elections later this year. And then there's the federal election in the fall.
Hallo.
The next Chancellor of Germany, Martin Schulz.
Until January, Schulz was president of the European Parliament. The EU isn't very popular right now, but Schulz is strongly pro-Europe, and you can hear that in his speeches.
I was born in 1955, and Europe gave my generation a life that was filled with freedom, security, chances for advancement, understanding, cultural enrichment, economic growth, higher incomes, more leisure time, opportunities for education, and most of all, a life of peace from cradle to grave.
He's a real role model, like Helmut Schmidt or Willy Brandt. And we need someone like that right now. Someone we can look up to, who can get the job done and win people over.
Schulz as a role model? He has only a high school education, and in his early years, sometimes got into trouble with drinking. But he picked himself up and began his professional career. Now he could be elected Germany's next chancellor. People here are still talking about him.
He represents traditional values, solidarity, a spirit of cooperation. And I think what he said about Europe is very important. I'd like to know how he plans to achieve all those goals he talked about. That's going to take a lot of work.
This is the SPD party headquarters in Berlin. The staff here is working on policy proposals. Schulz keeps those proposals deliberately vague. He's trying to give his political opponents as little ammunition as possible.
Yes.
Right now, Schulz is meeting with socialists and social democrats from all over the world.
Could you move a little closer to the middle, please, Mr. Schulz? That'd be great.
Let our Swedish guests through, please.
Schulz uses this opportunity to talk to an international audience. He speaks several languages.
This is when you was
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, and then this is when you were running. Thank you very much for this, really. You are my role model, really.
Schulz has a vision of a world where fairness and justice prevail, starting with the European Union. But first, he has to win votes.
And therefore we must win elections. That sounds a little bit simple, but it is as simple as such, but it is as necessary as such. And therefore the fight, thank you for chancellorship in waiting. So I'm impatient.
Schulz visits a high-rise apartment block in Cologne and meets with local SPD officials. He doesn't even have time right now to talk to his brother Walter.
Frank kennst du. Frank. Hallo, freundlich. Nee.
Der Schulz sieht was kaum.
Is all this talk about the Schulz effect a bit over the top?
I don't let it get to me, whether things are going well or whether they're going badly. There have been some highs and lows in my life. I started out at the bottom and ended up on top as President of the European Parliament. Right now I'm running for Chancellor. Over the years I've learned that you have to stay spiritually centered, and that's what I'm doing.
Vielen Dank. Okay, alles klar. Danke Ihnen. Tschüss. Vielen Dank. Tschüss.
Martin Schulz heads off for another meeting. So far, his campaign is going well. And that's what they call the Schulz Effect.